Listen, I already know I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I just think that rental Airbnb arbitrage is such a scam. The reason it's on my mind is because I've had a couple TikTok videos go viral around Airbnb, and I've gotten some direct messages of people asking me about, did I use rental arbitrage? How should I get started in rental arbitrage? And I did not use it for my Airbnbs, and I'm gonna tell you why. As someone who runs Airbnbs, actually 2 successful Airbnbs, I'm going to tell you why I just hate the idea of rental arbitrage, and why I think people that are trying to push rental arbitrage as this sort of get rich quick scheme, you can scale this many in 1 year, buy my plan, buy my course, it's just all such a scam to me. And I just feel like they're preying on people who are looking for some side income and to boost their wealth. So for those who aren't familiar with rental or Airbnb arbitrage, it's the idea that you sign a long-term lease with a landlord and then you ask their permission to rent it out to others as a short-term rental. So basically subletting. I think people are trying to create this new name of rental arbitrage to make it sound all like new and innovative, but it's the idea that you're subletting. Anyways, the idea is that the money you would make from Airbnb-ing it out or other short-term rental sites, whatever you use, Vrbo, Furnish Finder, whatever, is that it would be more than your monthly payment on your long-term lease, and the money you make as difference would go into your pocket as profit. So here's why in theory it's a cool idea, but in reality it's not what it seems. First off, the biggest telltale sign of some sort of scam or exaggeration by an influencer guru is when they're telling you how successful they are at this method that they're using, whether it's rental arbitrage or, sue me, drop shipping, and then they're trying to sell you a course or a mentorship on it. Because in most cases, not all, but most cases, they're trying to make most of their money on that course or that mentorship, that online program that they're selling, and not in the actual service or product that they say that they are so successful in. And like I said, I'm sure there's some people that are successful, but not nearly as many that claim to be on the internet. Okay, and second is because short-term rental margins nowadays are razor thin. Gone are the days where you can have your house or your apartment and lay out, you know, an air mattress, which was the original intent of Airbnb. It's air bed and breakfast was the original name. Now customers are expecting a very hotel-like experience, and you can't just be throwing secondhand furniture into your property and expecting to be booked constantly and to always get 5-star reviews. I have a successful Airbnb because I spend so much time differentiating it, and even then my market is extremely competitive. I spend a lot of time on customer service and marketing, and like I said, furnishing it and giving it a brand for it to stick out. If you're interested in learning more about that stuff, I have some videos linked in the comments, but that's not what this video is about. The idea is there's not a lot of like hidden money that to be made in short-term rentals anymore, unless you miraculously corner some part of the market or have like a huge following as an influencer maybe, or find a geography of an area that has yet to be tapped into. Also, the geographic area is actually becoming a lot smaller because a lot of cities, counties, states are putting restrictions or even outright banning short-term rentals. You can look at the new laws in New York. You cannot have Airbnbs running in New York anymore. So there's actually a lot of crackdowns. And so while the market is saturated, the markets that are able to have Airbnbs are becoming less and less. And 3 kind of ties into this, but something that a lot of people aren't going to tell you, but I'm going to be very honest about, is that a lot of the value that you get from something like a short-term rental is from owning the home. You get tax write-offs for business expenses, which you do if you were to long-term lease it, but you also get write-offs for things like depreciation of your home that you don't get if you're renting it as a lease. There's a lot of tax write-offs in owning the home. So not only are you making the money throughout the year, but you also get a sizable tax refund or at least a discount on what you owe on taxes from owning the property. On top of that, you also have someone paying for your asset. You have guests or renters that are helping pay your monthly expenses on an asset that almost always appreciates over time. So you're gaining the value of appreciation on the home, and that when you go to sell it in the future, you will be able to profit off of that, which again, you don't get if you're leasing a property. You don't own anything in that. Owning real estate as an investment is, yes, a long-term play. You're not going to get rich quick, but is one of the most secure ways to build wealth over time. And another thing too is that short-term renting, I've seen a lot of people say this, that short-term renting is an example of passive income. Short-term renting is the farthest thing from passive income that you will have. You are in the hospitality industry. You usually have guests changing out every week. You need to be communicative. You need to, again, continue to make sure that your property is marketed. In my case, I don't have a property manager, so I'm doing it myself. Even if you have a property manager, you still have to be involved in the details. I also have a cleaning team. I have to pay bills to those people that are involved. The list goes on and on. I have a 4.9 rating. I'm a super host. I have over 60 reviews. So that's what you're competing against. Repeat after me. Rental arbitrage is not passive. You are going to have to be very involved. I know the tone of this video just comes across very negative, but I just wanted to help dispel any false information that's out there. I just don't like when creators try to capitalize on false hope. So this was really meant to set your expectations and answer the questions that I've been getting a lot about rental arbitrage and having a short-term rental. With all that said, check out the link below to buy my course. I'm kidding. See what I did there? Wouldn't that actually be hilarious? No, but in all seriousness, thank you for taking the time to watch this. I know I came across as borderline ranty, but something I wanted to get off my chest and I felt like it was relevant. And thank you for watching me for all these years, even when I'm inconsistent and take a lot of breaks from this platform. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.